With possibly the best rivalries in all of professional football, we go to the AFC North to check out the Browns, Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens. Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube series. Again, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Blade. And if you missed our first two videos where we discussed the AFC and NFC West, be sure to check those out as well.
We're going to talk about the best players who wear SportStar chin straps. We're going to share our opinions and see who we think.
Well, this is a good division, but I think the hot team in the news right now is the Browns. So Kyle, why don't we start there and tell me who you got?
You are right. The Browns are always the headline, it seems, in the offseason. And once again, they are nothing short of that. And with the guy making all the news, he's my pick, Deshaun Watson.
I agree with you 100%. That's a good pick. I mean, the last time this guy played, he had almost 5,000 passing yards. Yep. He had 33 TDs and only 7 interceptions. And let's not forget he had over 400 rushing yards and 3 more TDs to go along with that.
Not going to argue with you on that because he led the league in the yards, like you said. But there's a lot of superlatives that he has that doesn't go or don't jump off the page, and that's his accuracy. He led the league in completion percentage with a clean pocket. And going to Cleveland, they have one of the best offensive lines in the league. So he's going to be extremely efficient from the pocket again, but he can also extend the plays with his legs. And his ability to do that is up there with the best.
I agree. He's definitely taken an upgrade now with his O-line and running game as well,
Yep.
So I can only think his numbers go up. I mean, he's only played a little over 3.5 seasons. He already has over 15,000 passing yards, over 104 TDs.
Wow.
He's got another 9 rushing TDs. He's even got a receiving TD. I mean, there's literally nothing this guy can't do. And he's a great leader of the offense, and I think with him at the helm, the Browns could be a team to watch this year.
Yeah, and he's one of the better quarterbacks in stretching the field. He loves throwing a deep ball. He has a really, really good-looking deep ball that you can just get enthralled with every Sunday. He completes 50% of his deep ball passes, which is pretty remarkable. And he's ready for the big stage.
Oh, no question, because he's Mr. Clutch. He already has 8 come from behind wins, 10 game-winning drives already.
Yeah, I mean, just go back to that 2019 playoff game against Buffalo. They were down, was 16-0 at halftime, and then he leads them back to win 19-16. But that play where he gets sandwiched by 2 Bills defenders, comes out and makes a massive play to lead the team down for a game-winning drive.
One of his other personal plays was against the Raiders where he gets kicked in the eye, he can't even see, and throws a dime for touchdown. I mean, unreal. Extending the play.
He's a playmaker, for sure. And it'll be interesting to see what they can do. You know, obviously he has a bunch of noise with him, but when it comes to being the best player on the Browns team, I think it's him.
Oh, yeah, I don't even think it's a question. 100%, Deshaun Watson.
It is fun to think about some of the other players they have, though. I know they're still finalizing the roster, but there's one player I like on their defense, Greg Newsome, the rookie last year out of Northwestern. If they can improve in their secondary, because they got some young talent there, but Greg Newsome can be a really good one.
I agree. I don't think he's near the Deshaun Watson level.
Oh, no.
But yes, he is definitely to be mentioned in this.
But in his rookie season, he had 10 pass breakups, only allowed 1 touchdown, and only allowed 33 receptions.
Not bad for a rookie.
It's a good numbers to start with.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Bengals.
Okay.
What do you like there?
I'm going to lie. I kind of cheated a little bit on here. He doesn't wear our chin strap, but he does wear our flex adapters. And I can't not mention a guy with this much swag, so I'm going Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Sticking with the quarterbacks, but I mean, this guy came out of nowhere last year. Bengals were projected to be middle of the run, and then he leads his team to Super Bowl, over 4,600 passing yards, 34 TDs. I mean, first Super Bowl in 30 years. I can't say enough about this guy.
He always seems to be somewhat underestimated. At LSU, no one really talked about him much, and then he goes on and sets all those records and wins the national championship. Second year in the league, he's taken his team to the Super Bowl, and like you said, they weren't expected to do much.
No.
I mean, yeah, great choice in Joe Burrow. It's, I can't argue with there. But I did go with a guy who does wear a chin strap, Jermaine Pratt, one of their linebackers and leaders on the defense.
Yeah.
And he is a great overall, above average skill set kind of linebacker. Allows the guys in front of him to play really aggressively, like Sam Hubbard and Hendrickson. And he also shows up in the big stage where he had an interception to seal the win against the Raiders in the wild card round. And you need guys like that to be successful.
Yeah, he's definitely the quarterback of that defense.
Yeah.
And I like that pick too. I mean, he's a solid player, like you said. Intangibles, can do it pretty much all.
Yeah, combine both those guys on both sides of the ball. that's a nice duo.
I mean, this division is going to be great to watch this year. I mean, both Bengals, Browns so far.
Yeah.
We haven't got to the other two teams. With both these teams.
Yeah. No
I mean,
question.
defending AFC champ. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, Ohio's got 2 teams that can hold it down for sure.
That's true. But now let's move on to our third team. Who you like in the Ravens?
I mean, a couple years removed from being the best player in the NFL, I got to go with him again, Lamar Jackson. And Mr. Electric, as you might know him, just a star at the quarterback position and really the face of the franchise in Baltimore.
For sure. And I mean, it looks like I'm sticking with a theme here, going with 3 straight QBs, but I'm taking Lamar Jackson as well. I mean, almost 3,000 passing yards, 16 passing TDs, over 700 rushing yards. I mean, I know everybody gives a knock, well, this guy's a running back. No, he can throw, he can run, dual threat, he can do it both.
And he only played 12 games last year.
Exactly. So, I mean, but like I said, face of the franchise. If this guy has, coming back to what he could be without injury, stellar.
And what really stands out for him is obviously his running ability. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in 2019, 2020. The numbers for passing don't jump off the page, but when you add those to his rushing yards, those totals are up there for the most efficient quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I agree. And I did have a close second on this one, and that was Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Who I think you could arguably say is the best tight end in the league with
First
Kelsey
team All-Pro.
Waller. I mean, yeah. I mean, he had over 100 yard receptions last year, 1,300 yards, 9 TDs. I mean,
a number that's great for him, 75 first downs. That leads to possession for the team. You keep the ball out of the opposing team's hands, but those are huge plays. And then why stop at first downs? He had 431 yards after catch last year, so he's extending the play as well. Very versatile tight end and wins all his matchups.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Lamar Jackson's favorite target. And so, obviously, if one has a good year, the other one probably will too. So, it'll be fun to watch that duo and see what they can do again next year.
Yeah.
Steelers, who you got?
Steelers, there was a couple good ones, a couple young good players, but I'm going defense, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
We agree again.
Yep.
Now, I know when you think Steelers, you think defense and run game. So, Minkah Fitzpatrick and Najee Harris were the two that first came to mind for me.
Pound the ball and stop the other team. That's their identity as the Steelers. Right. You're right.
I mean, especially now that Big Ben's gone, don't really know the quarterback situation. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, Minkah Fitzpatrick, I mean, 124 tackles, 2 interceptions, forced fumble return. He does it all.
And those 124 tackles, he led the NFL for non-linebackers, led the Steelers in tackles. And so he is a guy that is all over the field making plays. He didn't have high numbers in interceptions last year, but he was a key piece. They had a down year, but got to the playoffs and played the Chiefs.
Of course, quarterbacks don't want to throw to his man, so that's why his interceptions are down too as well. But yeah, like I said, you don't want your DBs leading the team in tackles, but it's still impressive that he did, and like you said, other than linebackers, led the league in tackles.
Yeah, and his value is extremely high. He got traded, obviously, from the Dolphins to the Steelers. And the Steelers gave up a first-round pick and a 5th and a 6th for him. But that value now, I think he's even worth more than that. So
I would agree, 100%.
Those are picks well spent. I mean, 2-time All-Pro already in 4 seasons in the league. So, I mean, you can't argue with that.
Right. And then going with the ground and pound aspect of the Steelers, Najee Harris, 1,200 yards as a rookie. I mean, those are good numbers for a vet. And to do that your first season.
And not only those numbers, but to have the running game put on him pretty much by himself. He had over 300 carries last year.
Yeah.
He really thrown into the fire and carried a big load. So
right, and without knowing who their quarterback's going to be, I think he's going to have to shoulder the load again.
Which isn't a problem for him. Over 106 evaded tackles last year. I mean,
he's going to healthy. You don't get tackled.
Yeah, he's going to get defenses a run for their money.
For sure.
No pun intended. But one last player to mention on their team, Joe Hayden.
Oh.
I mean, the vet that's been around forever. Maybe not forever, but
he's been around for forever.
he's a great leader on the defense, even though he might not be the focal point anymore, but a 3-time Pro Bowler, shutdown kind of guy. 155 career pass breakups and 29 career interceptions.
It's not bad.
That's what you want to have on your team, for sure.
Like I said, Steelers' identity, defense is what you always think. You think the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Hayden and Minkah Fitzpatrick back there, they can get back to that. And then, like I said, with Najee pounding the ball in the ground game, they have a chance to be something this year. I know they're not expected to do anything, but with a good defense and a good run game, you can go places.
Yeah, that travels, and in that division, you need your team to travel well, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in the AFC North.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Well, if you appreciated our debate, let us know what you think. Choose new players if you want.
And yeah, like I said, let us know who you thought had the best team. And if you found this video, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe.
See you again next week.